Hello friends, in the previous lecture we have seen that how to find inverse of a matrix by row reduction method, and second example we have seen we have to find third column of a inverse matrix without computing the first and second column. So we have to see that two types of example in the previous lecture. Today we have to take one more example on that type. So let us write one example. Question: if if matrix A is an invertible matrix, if A is an invertible matrix, if capital A is an invertible matrix, then prove that we want to prove that 5A is also invertible matrix. We want to prove that 5A is also invertible matrix. Okay? It is so simple. We want only definition of invertible matrix. Okay? Let our solution. Given that capital A is an invertible matrix. You are given that capital A is an invertible matrix. Okay? So by definition of invertible matrix, there exists an n cross n matrix. There exists an n cross n matrix C such that there exists an n cross n matrix capital C such that A into C equal to C into A equal to identity matrix. What do we get? A is invertible matrix, that means there exists an n cross n matrix C such that A into C equal to C into A equal to identity matrix. Okay? Now we have to show that 5A is also invertible matrix. Therefore, to show that 5A is also invertible matrix. To show that 5A is also invertible matrix, right? That means there exists a matrix D such that 5A into D equal to D into 5A equal to identity matrix. To show that 5A is invertible matrix, that is to show that there exists a matrix capital D such that 5A into D equal to D into 5A equal to identity matrix. Okay? That means there exists a matrix D capital D such that 5A into D equal to D into 5A equal to identity matrix. Okay? Now let us define a matrix capital D equal to, we have to define a matrix capital D equal to 1 upon 5A into C. We have to define matrix capital D equal to 1 upon 5 into C. Then 5A into D equal to this 5A as it is. What is the value of D? That is 1 upon 5A into C. Right? Then next step is 5 into 1 upon 5 is common outside. What is inside? A into C matrix. Okay? This 5 cancel. So remaining only A into C matrix. Okay? Now call this equation as star. A into C equal to C into A equal to what is value? Identity matrix. So what is the value of A into C? That is identity matrix. Okay. So what will we get? 5A into D equal to identity matrix by equation star. This is the value of star, that is the identity matrix. Value of AC become identity matrix. So we get 5A into D equal to identity matrix. Similarly, D into 5A equal to D into 5A equal to, because we have to show that 5A into D equal to D into 5A equal to I. Okay. Similarly, second part, this D into 5A. So D into what value of D? D become 1/1 5A into C. This 5A as it is. So next step is 1/1 5A. This 5 goes outside. This is C into A. This 5 now cancel. So remaining only C into A matrix. But what is the value of C into A? C into A becomes identity by using star. Right? So we get D into 5A equal to identity matrix. Therefore, what do we get? 5A is an invertible matrix. 5A is an invertible matrix. It is so simple example. Okay. Now let us take second point. Characterization of invertible matrices. So let us take the next point. Characterization of invertible matrices. Let us take next point. That is characterization of invertible matrices. Okay. Next point is characterization of invertible matrices. So let us add one theorem. Let capital A be a square n cross n matrix. Let capital A be a square n cross n matrix. Then following statements are equivalence. Okay. Capital A is your square matrix. Then the following statement are equivalence. So that our first statement, your first statement become capital A is an invertible matrix. Your first statement become capital A is an invertible matrix. Second statement is there is an n cross n matrix. There is an n cross n matrix capital C such that C into A equal to identity matrix. What is your second statement? There is an n cross n matrix C such that C into A is equal to identity matrix. Third statement is matrix third statement is the matrix equation capital X equal to 0. What is your third statement? The matrix equation capital X equal to 0 has only trivial solution. What is your third statement? the matrix equation Ax equal to 0 has only trivial solution. Next statement, fourth number is matrix A has. Fourth one, matrix capital A has n. Matrix A has n pivot position. Matrix A has n pivot position. What is by n pivot position? That means the matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements. That means the matrix N has, suppose this is your matrix A, this matrix has n diagonal non-zero elements. All these elements are non-zero. Okay? The matrix A has n pivot position. The last fifth statement is capital A is, matrix capital A is row equivalent to, matrix capital A is row equivalent to identity matrix In. So your last fifth number is matrix A is row equivalent to identity matrix In. Okay, these all five statements are equivalents. So we are going to see one by one. So let us write on the proof. What is your proof? First implies second. Your proof is, we have to show that first implies second, then second implies third, then third implies fourth, then fourth implies fifth, and then finally fifth implies first one. Okay? So let us take first one. What is your first one? Let A is an invertible matrix. Let capital A is an invertible matrix. Capital A is an invertible matrix. Okay. Now if A is invertible matrix, then by definition of invertible matrix, A inverse exists. Right? If A is invertible matrix, that means A inverse exists. Therefore, by definition of A inverse of matrix, by definition of inverse of matrix, that is by definition of inverse of a matrix, by definition of inverse of matrix, there exists an n cross n matrix, there exists an n cross n matrix capital C such that C into A equal to A into C equal to identity matrix. That means C into A equal to identity matrix. Okay, this is your definition of inverse of matrix. Okay, so first implies second is true. Now, what is your second step? Second implies third one. What is your second one? We have to assume there exists an n cross n matrix C such that C is identity, and to show that the matrix equation Ax equal to 0 has only trivial solution. Okay, let here there exists a matrix C, there exists a matrix C such that, what do you say second one? There exists an n cross n matrix C such that C into A equal to identity. So that C into A equal to identity. Okay. So pre-multiply the matrix equation Ax equal to 0. Pre-multiply matrix equation Ax equal to 0 both sides by capital C. Then pre-multiply the both sides of the matrix equation Ax equal to 0 by C. Then we get C into Ax equal to C into 0. Okay, and this CA is called as star. Okay. Now next step become CA into X equal to C into 0 become 0. Okay. Now from equation star, what is the value of CA? CA become identity matrix. Therefore, CA value become I into X equal to 0. Now I into X become X. So we get x equal to 0. So what do we get? The matrix equation x equal to 0 has solution become x equal to 0. Therefore the matrix equation x equal to 0 has only trivial solution, right? So x equal to 0 is only trivial solution. Okay. Next part is third implies 4. Next part is third implies 4. Okay. Due to space problem, I am erase this right hand part. So this part I do not erase this. Okay. So next is third implies 4. Next one is 3 implies 4. What is your third equation? The matrix equation x equal to 0 has only trivial solution. We have to show that matrix A has only n pivot position. Okay. So what is your let matrix equation Ax equal to 0 has only trivial solution. Okay. The matrix equation has only trivial solution. That means that is the row echelon form. That is the matrix equation Ax equal to 0 has only trivial solution. That means the row echelon form of the augmented matrix, this one. That is the row echelon form of augmented matrix. The row echelon form of augmented matrix. What is your row echelon form of this augmented matrix X equal to 0? Its row echelon form become, for matrix A become A1, A2 up to dot dot AN, and your right hand side augmented matrix become, right hand side become 0 matrix. So this become your 0. Okay. This is your row echelon form of augmented matrix Ax equal to 0. Okay. So this row echelon form of augmented matrix Ax equal to 0 has n non-zero diagonal elements. Has n non-zero diagonal elements. Okay. So this augmented form has, this is your A1, A2, An. All these are your column vectors, and this n column vector become has a n non-zero diagonal elements. Because this is your A1, A2, An matrix. This is your matrix. It has n non-diagonal elements. That is, no, all these are non-diagonal elements are 0. Okay. Has a n non-zero diagonal elements. So all these diagonal elements are non-zero because of this x equal to 0 has only trivial solution, right? So we get a n non-zero diagonal elements. That is matrix A has. And this n non-zero diagonal elements means the matrix A has a n pivot position. The matrix A has a n pivot position. Okay. So third implies fourth is true. Okay. So what is the next one? We have to show that fourth implies fifth one. Okay. We have to show that fourth implies fifth one. So we have to show that fourth implies fifth one. That means what is your fourth? The matrix A has n pivot position. Matrix A has n pivot position. And we have to show that A has row equivalent to empty matrix. Okay. So let matrix A has n pivot position. Right. Matrix A has n pivot position. What do you mean by n pivot position? It has n pivot position means matrix A is equal to 0. That augmented matrix has n non-zero diagonal elements, right? That is matrix A has n pivot position means matrix A has n non-zero. Matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements, right? This matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements. Okay. Now this matrix A has n non-null elements, means we have to reduce the matrix A into identity matrix, right? So therefore matrix A can be reduced to matrix A can be reduced to n cross n identity matrix. Matrix A can be reduced to n cross n identity matrix. So we have to reduce matrix A to n cross n identity matrix by using elementary transformation. We have to reduce matrix A into n cross n identity matrix by using elementary transformation. By using, we have to reduce matrix. At this point, we have to reduce matrix A can be reduced to n cross n identity matrix by using elementary transformation. By using elementary transformation, right? By using elementary transformation. Okay. So this implies that is A is row equivalent to identity matrix. That is matrix A is row equivalent to n cross n identity matrix. Okay. This is proved. Now last part, we have to show that fifth implies 1. Okay. So the last one, we have to show that we have to assume that A is row equivalent to identity matrix, and then we have to show that A is invertible matrix. Okay. So let A is row equivalent to matrix A is row equivalent to identity matrix. Okay. So in the previous lecture we have seen that theorem, A is invertible matrix. Matrix A is invertible if and only A is row equivalent to identity matrix. So this is if and only theorem. So A is row equivalent to identity matrix. Then by previous theorem. A is an invertible matrix. Hence, all parts of we have to prove. That is, all parts of equivalent statement we have to prove. That is, first implies second, second implies third, third implies fourth, fourth implies fifth, and fifth implies first one again. So all parts we have to prove here. Now we have to take example on that point. So from this theorem we have seen that matrix A is invertible. When this matrix is invertible, if this matrix A has n pivot position. Okay. From this theorem we conclude that matrix A is invertible if matrix A has n pivot position. That means matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements. If matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements, then this matrix is invertible. Okay. So add on remark or add on note. Matrix A is invertible. Matrix A is invertible if matrix A has n pivot. Matrix A has n pivot position. Okay. If you remark, that is matrix A has n non-zero. Matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements. Okay, this is your remark. That matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements. If matrix A has n non-zero diagonal elements, then this matrix A is invertible matrix. This is your remark. So let us write down question. First question: Does the matrix A capital A, that is 2 3 4 2 3 4 and 2 3 4, that is 3 by 3 matrix, that is 3 rows and 3 columns. Thus the matrix A is invertible. What is your question? Thus the matrix A is invertible. We have to check that this matrix is invertible. So we have to use this remark. Matrix A is invertible if this 3 by 3 matrix has 3 pivot elements. Okay. So write down solution. Matrix capital A is invertible. Matrix capital A is invertible if it has 3 pivot elements, right? This matrix is invertible if this matrix has 3 pivot elements, that is it has 3 non-zero, that is it has 3 non-zero diagonal elements, that is it has 3 non-zero diagonal elements, right? This matrix has 3 non-zero diagonal elements in that row equivalent form. Okay, so this is your matrix A. So we have to use the row operation, that is R2 minus R1 and R3 minus R1. So take R2 minus R1 and R3 minus R1. Then, so your equivalent matrix become. So we have to take 2 row operation, R2 minus R1 and R3 minus R1. So your equivalent matrix become, your first row that is 2 3 4. What is your second row operation? That is R2 minus R1. That is 2 minus 2 0, 3 minus 3 0, 4 minus 4 0. What is your second row? 0 0 0. What is your next row operation? R3 minus R1. That means 2 minus 2 0, 3 minus 3 0, again 4 minus 4 0. So your third row is also 0. So what do you get? So matrix A has how many pivot elements? It has only one pivot elements, right? That means matrix A has how many non-zero diagonal elements? This is your diagonal entries, so it has only one diagonal element, right? So this is your matrix 2, element 2. Therefore, matrix A has one pivot elements, right? Matrix A has one pivot elements, right? Therefore, matrix A has one pivot element. Therefore, matrix A is not invertible. Therefore, matrix capital A is not invertible. Okay? It is so simple example. We have to only check that how many pivot elements in that given matrix. Okay? So let us write on the next example. The next example, determine. That is next question. Determine which of the following. Determine which of the following. Which of the following matrices. Determine which of the following matrices are invertible. Which of the following matrices are invertible. Okay. So now first example, your A matrix become, that is 5 7 minus 3, minus 6. This matrix is of order 2 cross 2, that is 2 rows and 2 columns. Second matrix become, your matrix B become 3 by 3 matrix. Your first row is 5, 0, 0. Second row is minus 3, minus 7, 0. And your last row is 8, 5, minus 1. So matrix is of order 3 cross 3. So what is your equation? Determine which of the following matrices are invertible. Okay. So we know that matrix A is invertible if first condition is matrix determinant of the matrix A is non-zero. Okay. By definition, if determinant of this matrix A is non-zero, then this matrix is invertible. Second condition is also we can check that matrix A is invertible if this matrix A has n pivot element. Okay. So we are using this one. We have to check that. So your first example, let your capital A become 5, 7, minus 3 and minus 6. Okay. Then determinant of A equal to. Then you have to check that its determinant. Because 2 by 2 matrix, it is easy to check the determinant of matrix. Okay. So what is determinant of this matrix? That is 5 into minus 6. That is 5 into minus 6 minus 7 into minus 3. Okay. So 5 into minus 6, that will become minus 30. Again this minus plus 7 into 3, that is 21. So what is this value? That is minus 9. So the determinant of A become non-zero. So we get determinant of A is minus 9, which is non-zero. So if determinant of matrix is non-zero, then this matrix is invertible. Right? Therefore, matrix A is invertible. Right? So now on the second example, let matrix capital B equal to, what is the matrix B? That is 5, 0, 0. That is minus 3, minus 7, 0. Right? That is 8, 5, minus 1. This matrix is of order 3 cross 3. So we want to check that is invertible. We can check that by two cases. Either check its determinant or either check it as matrix has order 3 cross 3. That means we have to check that this matrix B has 3 pivot elements. Okay. So if we have to check that its determinant, so it is a lengthy process. So we have to use second case, that is we have to check that matrix A has 3 pivot elements. Okay. What is the pivot elements? That means it's a diagonal entry in that row echelon form. So is the matrix in the row echelon form? Yes. So we have to check that its diagonal entry become non-zero. So matrix order is 3. So then its matrix has 3 non-zero diagonal elements in that row echelon form. See, all these 3 entries are non-zero. Therefore matrix B become invertible matrix. Okay. So done. Therefore matrix B has 3. Matrix B has 3 pivot elements. Okay. All these 3 elements are pivot elements. Matrix 3 has 3 pivot elements. That is matrix B has 3 non-zero. Matrix B has 3 non-zero diagonal elements. Right? Matrix B has 3 non-zero diagonal elements. Right? This matrix B has 3 non-zero diagonal elements. Therefore, this matrix B is invertible matrix. Therefore, matrix B is invertible matrix. Okay. It is so simple example. Okay. So I hope all parts you have understood. So this is your end of first chapter. Okay. So remaining part we have to see in the next lecture. Thank you.